Mom discovers her teen son is actually the killer. That title alone sounds crazy. There's the proof, you feel me? It's by Crime Explorer. Shout out Crime Explorer.
The EMS just pronounced her deceased.
Oh my God, man.
This is 14-year-old Porfirio Brown, and he's just been arrested for murder. Earlier, Porfirio had claimed that the victim, 13-year-old Amber Archuleta, had been shot in a drive-by.
Well, my friend came knocking on the door and said someone shot my sister.
But as the police speak to more witnesses, serious doubt is cast on Porfirio's story.
And he points it at her, and she went to go like take it away from her face, right? All of a sudden, you just hear a boom. I look, and I see her fall to the ground.
On July 28th, 2023, in Cuesta, New Mexico, officers and EMS personnel responded to a residence following a report of a girl who'd been shot in the face in a random drive-by shooting. While the girl, 13-year-old Amber Archuleta, still...
I guarantee it, right now, the whole reason he did this is because of some 2-week relationship in middle school.
Had a pulse when they arrived. It was only a matter of time before things went south.
Here?
Something to that effect.
You said you do have a pulse? Down.
To the area of...
She alive?
Is there anything I can get? She still has a pulse, bud.
As the medical staff do their best to save Amber's life, officers manage the scene to ensure the medics are not disturbed. However, one person at the location keeps giving the officers a hard time as he tries to access Amber.
My theory, Big Homie tried to murk her. I don't know why I'm calling him Big Homie. Bitch Boy tried to murk her. And I'm pretty sure it's over a middle school relationship.
And check for her pulse.
I'm going to have to ask you, bro. What you're doing right now is not helping. I'm going to need you to either go sit down over here or just give us a second, okay? You don't need to be upset.
My sister.
I understand it's your sister. I understand, but what you're doing right now is I understand, but what you're doing right now is not helping. Okay, I'm not trying to be an asshole to you.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not trying to be an asshole to you. I'm trying to help you, buddy.
Yeah, you are.
Okay? What you're doing right now is nothing. Please
Just fuck off, honestly, just leave.
Well, here's the thing, dude. The medics are on the way. All we can try to do is keep her alive while the medics are here. She is. She has a pulse.
How good?
So it's pretty good. So can you please just go over there and let us do our job?
Good.
Please. It's okay. It's okay, bud. I understand you're upset. I totally get it. Okay. We're gonna need you to back up, please. Please.
No.
Guys,
No.
being here is not gonna help.
No.
Believe me. Let us do our
My
job.
sister.
Let us do our job.
sister.
Travis knows exactly
My
what he's doing.
sister.
Travis knows exactly what
my
he's doing.
sister.
I understand.
Is she alive?
The closer you are,
Does she?
the closer.
Hold on.
Yes.
Does she have a pulse?
She has a pulse.
Right
okay?
now?
Yes.
Right now?
She has a pulse.
Right now?
I just need to step back for a second. I understand it's your sister. I understand you love her. We're gonna do everything we possibly can to help her. Okay? I promise you. I promise you that. Okay? It's okay. It's okay. I understand you're mad. I understand you're mad, bro. I'd be mad too.
Let go.
Buddy, I'm gonna need you to step back because they're working on her. Let them work on her.
Okay, I won't touch. I'll just
stop yelling at them. Stop freaking out. Just let us do our job. Okay?
That is Frankie Archuleta, Amber's brother. So his reaction at this point is understandable. But as we go deeper into this case, his role in her tragedy will shock you. But before let's go back to where it all started. The moment Amber's girlfriend, 14-year-old Kiana Gonzalez, made a frenzied call to the police. Backed up by Porfirio Brown and Frankie, she claimed that Amber had been shot in the face in a random drive-by shooting. Now, as Amber is being attended to, an officer gathers information from Frankie.
Well, tell me what happened. Somebody needs to tell me what happened. We don't remember.
I'm out of it right now.
He looks like Humpty Dumpty.
Did somebody pass
Low
by?
key.
Okay, who else is here? Is it just you guys?
Want to check the pulse?
I just did. It was there.
Where is she shot?
That's what I'm trying to
Maybe
find.
the front of the...
Can you show me on the street where it was?
Supposedly it's a drive-by that happened near the road.
At this point, the officers are working with the drive-by story, so they go to the street to check for evidence.
I'm looking for a casing too down there. I'm not seeing anything yet. They said it happened down here on the street, and that's where I'm looking. I'm not sure if it was down here. He said it seemed like they carried her up here, but this was closed. So I'm guessing they carried her through here.
Amid the flurry of activities, what Amber's family and friends fear most comes true. The officers quickly move to manage the situation effectively.
They called it.
Okay.
So we're gonna shut it down, clear the scene.
Your copy is down, great.
Let's get some tape and
start taping everything off.
Tape everything off. Put the unit in the road. I want to block off whatever we can.
With the circumstances now changed, an officer approaches Porfirio to hear his side of the story.
Was she inside?
We drove her in here to get tissues.
From the front door?
Huh?
From the front door? Okay.
But she didn't get no blood because of, well, I grabbed the carpet and we kind of like wrapped her.
Where is he sitting?
Okay.
Like,
who are you
I'm
on
assuming the
phone
bottom, like down there.
Can you show me where you got her from,
Like
please?
blur thingy is.
Yeah. Like where
specifically? To wait to my dad.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out where she was at so I can secure the scene in that area.
It's right there by that dumpster, you know, by the red house.
Wait, oh, down the road further?
Like just right there by that red house. Right there.
So you carried her all the way over here?
Well, my friend came knocking on the door and said someone shot my sister.
Porfirio alleged that he'd observed a suspicious black SUV with tinted windows drive by his home. Now, he has just claimed that his friend, Frankie, rushed to their home and said that his sister, Amber, had been shot on the street. He then added that the two of them went down to the road and brought her back to the house. However, when the officers speak to the 911 caller, 14-year-old Kiana Gonzalez, glaring inconsistencies in Porfirio's and Frankie's accounts start to emerge.
We were all chilling, having a good old time, and we just like went to his backyard and like we're done messing with his goats and shit. And we ended up going to the front, and we ended up going back into his house. And then next thing you know, he pulls out, I think it's a revolver, the one that has like a spinning barrel.
Okay.
He pulls out one of those.
It was a handgun?
Yeah. And then he ends up pointing it at her, and she went to go.
Give me 1 second, okay? Pulled out a 22. Was it a 22? What kind of revolver do you know?
I don't know my guns.
You just know that it was a revolver handgun, right?
Yeah, all I know is one of those spin.
Got you.
And he points it at her, and she went to go like take it away from her face, right? All of a sudden, you just hear a boom. I look, and I see her fall to the ground. Next thing you know, she starts to bleed.
So he shot her in the face with the handgun?
Yeah,
Where were you guys when he shot her with the handgun?
I think the kitchen.
You guys were inside the house when it happened?
Yeah.
Kiana, Porfirio, Frankie, Amber, and another juvenile were at Porfirio's home listening to music when they decided to check out Porfirio's father's guns. At some point, Porfirio pointed his gun at Amber's face, and when she moved it away from him, things went awry.
And he points it at her, and so she like went to go move it. And that's when you just hear the loud bang and a little bit of a light. And then she...
The fuck? Hey, bro, what?
He drops. And next thing you know, she just starts to bleed.
Okay.
As the officers continue to question more witnesses, Porfirio and Frankie's account comes undone even more.
At what point did somebody start cleaning up blood?
Oh, I think I really didn't see him do it all that much, but
I'm assuming they're talking about Porfirio or Frankie.
May I say something? Is it okay if I speak to him? Tell him what he wanted you to help him do. He asked you to help him carry you to the roadside so he could say it was a drive-by.
When I forgot about that, but when like he was like over there, when he said he was gonna kill himself, he kept asking me or like and
wait,
like,
what?
If like to get her to the road, to say like somebody drove by and shot her. Like a drive-by.
There was a story of a vehicle driving by.
Oh. Yeah, he made that story up whenever he shot her and took her outside. When...
What did he tell you about that?
He tried to make up the story that a drive-by happened like right next to that dumpster in front of his on the road. Tried to say a drive-by happened right there, and that her brother went to his house freaking out about it. And they ended up dragging her over there.
It has emerged that Porfirio shot Amber and dragged her body outside near a road. He then asked the other teens to confirm the drive-by shooting story. As the officer continues to gather more information from the team, another officer meets Amber's father.
I wanted to say misclick.
At this point,
not a
he
misclick.
can only hope that the medical teams are doing their best and his daughter will be okay. However, all that is about to be shattered.
Hi, sir. I understand, sir. Can you talk to me for just a couple minutes? Sorry. The EMS just pronounced her deceased.
Oh my God, man.
Yes, sir.
She's gone. What? She's gone. Can I please go see her?
Yes, sir. I'll have one of my guys meet you. I'm trying to stay out here to block this off.
I'm fine.
404, 406. You have the father walking in now. He's got carpenter knee pads on, a blue t-shirt, and a baseball cap. I'm sorry, sir. My condolences. I'm honestly, I'm gonna do my damnedest to figure out what happened. I'm sorry.
I don't know, but my son called me. Oh God, I don't know. I can't do it.
The officers now know that Amber was shot in the kitchen of Porfirio's home. They've already secured the scene of her demise, and it's time to go into the house. Inside, they speak to Porfirio's father, 39-year-old William Brown.
Anywhere else?
No, I was out there looking for a casing, looking for blood. The only thing I found are like footprints and stuff like that. And is that yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
What the fuck? Can't find anything.
So what happened?
Alright, well, I'll go hang out outside.
We just know that they were playing with the guns.
We have
Something happened.
That's why we had the gates closed. So we gotta lock up everything.
Fair enough.
So they don't go take off on us.
Alright, I know it sucks, but just don't clean that for me. I'm having state police come, so we're gonna do the whole 9 yards. Just so you know.
Okay.
A while later, officers collect evidence from the house. Outside, an officer tells Porfirio that he can't go back into the house. The officer also doesn't forget to mention something important to guarantee everyone's safety.
He is wrestling with that bag. Oh my days.
I just can't have you inside the house with the firearms and stuff, okay? I know you're not going to do anything, but...
Minutes passed, and at some point, William called their attorney. Unaware of this development, an officer knocked on the door to speak to William, only to hit a snag in an already complicated case.
Porfirio, it's Officer Mata with State Police, bro. Come on out. Come on out, man.
I like how he says that.
He's not sitting over here.
Oh, it's your boy?
Yeah, it's my boy. We talked to an attorney. Any question, anything can be done.
Okay, we're just trying to make sure. Is this the scene where it happened?
It is
well,
now.
the body's in the back. There's no scene. There's nothing in here.
Okay, I need you guys to step on out.
Brown, come on.
No.
I need you guys to step on out.
You have a warrant?
There's gonna be a warrant.
Well,
we have detectives on the way. We need you guys to step on out now.
We've tried cooperating. These guys have already let people go that were here.
So what's the issue?
There's an issue because why are we supposed to stay here?
You live here?
Yeah, I live here. This is my home.
Okay. Are there any neighbors that we can talk to?
There's
where you can hang out?
No. There's not.
There's a dead body in my house. You can't come in.
There's not any neighbors we can hang out.
What
are we supposed to do?
Huh?
What are we supposed to do?
Well, step on out.
No.
We have detectives on the way. They're going to interview you.
No, they're not. An attorney is going to be present.
You can call your attorney to come on down. We'll talk
we're
to
not
him
talking. They said you guys can wait to schedule. You guys can call LMIS's office.
Okay, that's fine. We'll have him come down if he wants to talk to us. Now we're not going to be calling anybody.
We're not going to be.
We have investigations to do, man.
Well, we're
we
not
got to find out what's going on.
These guys have already let people go that were involved.
Okay, probably because they already have their contact information, dude. We're stepping in, and we have our detectives from state police coming over.
That's just gonna complicate everything.
By refusing
though.
the
It's like two
officers
police
access
forces.
to
Like,
his
fuck.
house, William has
what?
frustrated their
Like, damn.
efforts. However, the officers have
Like
no
what? Like
idea
what?
that
Like,
he
damn.
is
What am I
only
saying?
getting started.
As far as you, would you be okay to give us a statement?
I wasn't even home.
Okay, so you just got here just now, or?
He's waving at.
Did you just get here after the incident?
Yeah. I was at work when my son called me about it happening.
Did your son tell you anything like that?
He just said that there was a girl that was shot and he didn't know what to do.
Did he say who shot the girl?
You can't go, Ashley, you can't go there.
Did he say who shot the girl?
He said a black SUV.
While William had tried to point the officers to the drive-by story, they just didn't buy it. After thoroughly checking the scene, they determined that didn't happen. concluding that Porfirio was involved.
Oh, that's okay, that's Porfirio. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so that's William is Porfirio's dad. I was wondering why doesn't he seem like more upset? You know what I mean? Okay.
But only one course of action remained.
Where are you taking him?
To a unit.
What unit? Well, did you bring the unit to the house?
No, we're walking down to Main Street.
For what? For what?
That's all I have to tell you. He's being detained this time. I think it's pretty obvious that he's being detained allegedly.
Well, but what? He didn't do nothing.
Listen,
He did something.
He's being detained with
He definitely did something.
That's it. That's going to be in the end of it, okay? He's not leaving the road. He's just going to sit in the unit.
You guys can't bring him to the house, the unit to the house?
No, because it's a crime scene. I can't let anyone in there.
So that's the other thing. How long is this going to take?
As long as it takes.
I
can't give you an answer because it'll
be the wrong answer. But how long is this going to take? Because, we don't have a place to go.
12 to 24 hours.
I just got to hold on to you, okay?
We don't have another place to go.
Is that better?
I mean, you appreciate that there's a dead girl on your porch, right?
Yeah.
I don't have an option.
Just dumb PMR.
So you know where to go, but I don't have an option.
Before leading him into a squad, an officer...
There's so much evidence against Big... I'm gonna stop calling him Big Homie. I'll just call everyone Big Homie. I'm not trying to endorse anything he did. There's so much evidence against his brother. And his dad is still, it's like dad instincts, you know what I mean?
It's Porfirio, his Miranda rights.
Before I speak to you, I'm only going to ask you two things, but before I speak to you, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do, and it will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one can be provided to you at no cost. You also have the right to have your parent present during questioning. Do you understand your rights? Okay.
After being placed in handcuffs, the officers start leading Porfirio to a squad car. Meanwhile, his father gives the officers a tough time.
Stop.
Is this brother trying to fight a cop because his son killed him? Oh my days.
But what do you expect?
You have a dead girl and you not understand the severity of this?
I do.
Sure. Go that way.
I've been trying to cooperate with the cops.
Hold on.
But you have not been trying to cooperate with anyone.
You need to calm down.
I am, but your officer, I wasn't even
cuffs.
talking to them.
And I just told him to leave so he didn't aggravate you anymore. But you can't keep doing this because then I'll put you in cuffs. And I don't want to do that. You've done nothing wrong.
A few minutes later, that's exactly what happens.
Oh, my days.
William, too, has been an offender all along.
What?
And he is about to face the consequences.
We've got information about what all took place. And as far as a black SUV, that's not panning out. Okay. Does that make sense?
Oh, because he lied to the cops?
I can't tell you because I was at work.
Okay, and I get that. But another thing that you need to understand is there's a lot of guns in that house, right? Mm-hmm. And none of them are secured.
Oh.
Most of them are secured. I have a few that are out.
You have a few that are out. Okay, with that right there, you have your hands, put your hand on your back.
Okay. Yeah. I don't understand. Like, can you just explain it to me?
Yeah, just want to explain to me. So basically, there's a, they're going to explain so this.
What the f***?
That's there's four. One is admitting making a firearm accessible to a minor, resulting in great bodily harm. Yeah. So she's not fucking. Yes. So we have enough.
William had a lot of guns in the house, and none of them were secured.
Damn.
Elsewhere, in a shocking display of complete ignorance of the severity of the offense he's just committed, Porfirio makes a disturbing claim.
Oh, no.
Listen to this squad car audio.
Are you okay?
Rich.
I love you. Okay?
They ain't got nothing on me. I ain't worried.
Barb.
They ain't got nothing on me.
What?
It's okay. Just keep your mouth quiet. We have a lawyer. It's gonna be okay, but you're gonna have to drink something.
I can't. Bro, my wrists are all getting cut into.
Settle down. You have to settle down.
Let's probably just call his mom, bro.
Right now, okay?
My wrists are getting cut into.
It's okay. Here. Barb, I know.
I can't.
You're arrested. I can't do anything about that.
William was later charged with negligent making a firearm accessible to a minor, resulting in death. He became the first person charged under the March 2023 Benny's Law that allowed a parent to be charged if they didn't properly store a firearm before their child used it to commit a crime. The law is named after Benny Hargrove, an Albuquerque middle schooler who was shot and killed by a fellow student. The suspect allegedly used his father's gun to shoot the boy during recess. Porfirio faced charges for shooting and killing 13-year-old Amber. He also faced a second-degree murder charge, tampering with evidence, and attempted assault of a peace officer, charges for the shooting. He was booked into a juvenile detention center, but later released to live with his grandparents.
Judge Jeffrey Shannon ruled the teenager should be released with an ankle monitor to his grandparents in
At least
Carlsbad.
all released.
Because Porfirio
At least he got an
insisted
ankle
that he
monitor.
never pulled the trigger,
Hell no,
his
give him
case
like-
went to trial in
He's
March
only like what?
2024.
I don't know.
The first major evidence
14,
presented
15?
in court was the disturbing 911 call made by Amber's 14-year-old girlfriend, Kiana Gonzalez. While Kiana had claimed that Amber had been shot in a drive-by, the court learned that Porfirio had accidentally shot Amber while playing with a revolver at his parents' home. An autopsy confirmed this when bullet fragments were found in Amber's brain and at the back of her head. However, the weapon's whereabouts were suspiciously unknown.
The gun mysteriously disappeared after that time period. It's understandable for this family to be extremely upset by this process because it's been extremely hard on them.
Kiana and Frankie described what happened that day. They said they were hanging out and herding sheep when Porfirio suddenly pulled out the revolver. Gonzalez recalled that the gun was black with a wooden handle. She saw a flash, and Amber immediately fell to the ground. At first, she thought Amber had pushed the gun away from her face before it fired.
And he points it at her, and so she like went to go move it. And that's when you just hear the loud bang and a little bit of a light. And then she drops, and next thing you know, she just starts to bleed.
Okay.
Later, she said Amber and Porfirio had been playfully struggling over the gun when it went off. They insisted there was no anger or fighting before the shot was fired.
So he was just being
After
a
the
dish.
he dragged her body
Basically.
outside near the road and tried to convince Frankie and Kiana to lie about the incident, saying it was a drive-by shooting. However, both teens refused to help him move the body or continue the false story. New Mexico State Police investigator Shane Faulkner testified that officers found multiple firearms inside Brown's home. Among them were an AK-47, shotguns, .22 caliber rifles, and boxes of ammunition.
Can you describe
It's part of like prepping for like World War V or something. What the?
So that's typically called an AK-47.
What the fuck, bro? Need this? That's what I'm saying.
And where was it located? It would have been in
Like
the
what?
closet to this room.
Prosecutors believed one of the missing weapons, a cowboy-style revolver with a wooden handle, was the one used to shoot Amber. This revolver belonged to Porfirio's grandmother, Wanda Graham, who said it was given to her as a gift just a month before the shooting. However, she left it at her home in Carlsbad when she traveled to Taos for the hearing. Both of Porfirio's parents, William Brown and Ashley Baumgartner, along with his 16-year-old sister, Alexis Brown, testified in court. They said the family was trained in gun safety and knew about the weapons in the home.
Not really.
However, they could not say exactly how many guns were in the house. Baumgartner estimated there were at least 20. Alexis Brown said the guns were always locked away, but investigators found weapons easily visible in bedrooms and the living room. Faulkner testified that blood was found in multiple places inside the Brown home, including the kitchen, laundry room, and bedrooms. According to Gonzalez and Frankie, Porfirio had tried to clean up the blood before the police arrived.
Okay, there's
When
the tampering
Porfirio
of
called
evidence.
his mother to tell her about the shooting, he claimed it was the result of a drive-by. Before the trial, Gonzalez and Frankie described Porfirio
Training gun
as a
safety,
close
yet shut
friend.
it.
Gonzalez said she had known
I don't
him
know.
since kindergarten and had never been afraid of him. However, they had now become key witnesses in the case against him. Present at the hearing were Amber's father, Joshua Archuleta, and her family. Joshua appeared devastated and struggled to come to terms with what had happened. He shared memories of his daughter, saying she loved music and played the guitar. Just the day before her death, she had spent hours in her room practicing a Justin Bieber song until she had mastered it. William Brown went to trial too, but a jury found him not guilty in June 2024.
His father, William Brown, found not guilty back in June.
Porfirio's case ended in a hung jury in March 2024, after the jury failed to reach a unanimous verdict. According to Porfirio's lawyer, the jury came to an 8-4 vote. This revelation was hard on Amber's family.
Of course, very disappointed that it wasn't a guilty verdict. But being a hung jury, my thoughts were there were some people in that jury that believe that he's guilty.
He was expected to go on trial again in
Low-key,
August
kinda is.
2024,
What are you doing?
but he pleaded guilty to tampering
what-
with
what
evidence.
is this?
Porfirio was subsequently given 1 year of probation, and his other charges were dropped. On July 31st, 2023, at Eagle Rock Lake, Amber's family, friends, and community members gathered to remember her and call for change. Many people spoke about the need for more accountability, especially when it comes to guns. Glenda Alnichev, Amber's aunt, said that people can't just ignore warning signs. If someone knows that a person carries a gun, they should speak up before something terrible happens. Amber's family shared their pain and love for her. Glenda called Amber their beautiful niece and talked about how the entire community was grieving. In small towns like Cuesta, everyone knows each other, which makes a tragedy like this even harder to bear. People came from far away, including those the family hadn't seen in decades, to show their support. Amber's friends also spoke, remembering her unique personality. One friend recalled seeing Amber at school every day and greeting her with a hug, even though Amber wasn't a big fan of hugs. But despite that, Amber was always there when her friends needed her. Another person shared a similar story, laughing about how they would chase Amber around, trying to get a hug. It was little moments like that that made her special. Aunt Edith used the moment to remind everyone that life is not like a video game. When someone is shot, they don't get back up. It's final. She urged parents to keep guns locked away and out of reach of children.
I still don't understand why his brother
emphasizing that
needs
guns
so
are
many guns.
dangerous and real. Amber's death left a deep scar on her community. Her family, friends, and neighbors all came together to honor her memory and call for action. They didn't just want to grieve. They wanted to prevent tragedies like this from happening again. Amber was more than just a victim. She was a bright, loving person who made an impact on everyone who knew her. If you enjoy true crime videos like this, like, subscribe, and watch this one.
Damn, bro. W video. Rest in peace. Wait, I don't want to get the name wrong.
Who made an impact. Amber was more
Amber. Rest in peace, Amber. Rest in peace, Amber.
Project.